Hi heathens! So today's video is going to be a get ready with me, but it is going to serve a very specific purpose. And it's going to be my very amateur opinion on a thing that just gained some traction on TikTok, which, long story short, I'm going to put on some face primer while I talk. Long story short, there was a makeup artist who had a client come in, new client, never been to her, and the makeup artist was live streaming it, which had already made the new client a little uncomfortable. But then she wound up not liking the makeup when she stepped outside, and I watched Robert Welsh's video talking about it as well, and it brings up a really good point that even I have noticed. So if you have seen one of my reels, it was in my office, which has very, very warm lighting and drastically changes the way that some of my makeup looks on camera. And so I have even personally encountered, you know, that in different lighting, which is why I prefer natural lighting, makeup looks different. So I'm going to do a full face and then change my ring light settings, and if the sun is still out, show you in natural lighting so that you can kind of see why sometimes this can be problematic from someone who already doesn't have like the full studio lighting effect. So I've been trying to get into, I'm not going to go into too much depth about what I'm using, but I'm going to like show you all the IBY Super Bloom palette, because I'm more focused on what it looks like afterward versus how I got there. I'm sure you know what I mean. Like, obviously I care what I'm using, but for the purpose of the video, it's more about how it winds up looking in different light settings. So I've been trying to get into doing more outfit of the day and makeup of the day posts, particularly on TikTok. I'm just now kind of getting into YouTube Shorts and trying to remember that Instagram Reels are a thing. So I want to work on possibly transitions. That brings another point. Does anyone else who does YouTube Shorts, do you find that the quality of the shorts looks different on a computer than it does, say, on your phone? Because I do. And I don't know if that's because I also film on my phone, but my videos, which are also filmed with my phone, maintain the same quality. So I don't know what that's about. I'm going in with this. I want to do a full dedicated video on this, but this is the Phenomena palette from Pink Crush Cosmetics. And you know how I feel about like a good duochrome shimmer. Oh. Sorry, there was like a full-on hair in my eye. I feel like it's still there. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go in with the shade Halo, because I think it's gonna be a really good one as far as showing the lighting differences, because it's very different depending on how the light hits it. So I feel like it's perfect for the purpose of this. And even as I turn my head, you might see what I mean. It's probably one of the most like full-bodied chromes that I've used outside of an Indie Beat Cosmetics Platinum Hits palette. All right. So onto the face. So foundation especially, going back to the video that made me want to make this video. Foundation especially can look a lot different under studio lighting than it can outside. And on camera, like, you could tell this girl's skin looked really good and that she had foundation on. But like in Robert's video, he finds the girl, she had made a TikTok in response, the client. And she shows pictures that she took, you know, out in natural lighting. And you can see how actually heavy the foundation looks on her skin. Which, again, in the original video, you can't really tell. So I don't know. Realistically, how much you can tell with this. I'm mostly putting it on for like texture purposes, because that's another thing about social media and why I try to, no ma'am, why I try to film the way that I do, because I do have relatively nice skin. I don't tend to get a whole lot of blemishes or like thick acne. I say thick because if you'll look right here and then right around, if it'll focus well enough, I do get the little like heat bumps a lot. I sweat on my face pretty badly. And that's another thing that different lighting can emphasize, you know, for better or worse. And with studio lighting especially, even with my ring light sometimes, it will drown things out. I mean, there have been plenty of times where I've tried to even show y'all like the reflect from a highlighter or the shift of an eyeshadow, and you don't get the full effect on camera because it just doesn't, it's not the same as seeing something with your bare eyes. Like this, it's like kind of bunching up on my nose a bit. We're gonna go in with a little bit of blush. I'm gonna use a brighter one so y'all can see the difference a little bit better. This is the Purlisse BB Blush Glow Cheek Color in Vivid Coral. Because you'll definitely be able to see this one, and then the different lighting should, you know, you'll be able to tell the difference a little bit better. And that's the other thing when I wear certain blushes, depending on how thick my foundation is, this side of my face always winds up looking uneven. Like, this foundation is good coverage, but I wouldn't consider it, or at least not how I wear it, I wouldn't consider it full coverage. Like, I definitely have foundations that cover more. So this side of my face is more naturally red than the other side. So I find that this side always looks like I'm wearing more blush, always looks a little more uneven. Just holding the brush upside down. Speaking of making things uneven. This side needs a little bit more. Like, actually. Because I did add that extra dot on the other side. Okay. So a lot of the times when I'm doing my makeup on camera for y'all, you don't see the blush the way I see it. I'm going to see if I can't get some natural lighting in here real quick and cut this off. Because even just that dims out warm lighting, cool lighting, white lighting. Even that alone dims the blush. Like, you don't see it, which is why there's that difference between like YouTube and Instagram makeup versus real life makeup. Because what I look like in real life right now versus what you're seeing, two completely different things. And so if I put on enough bronzer, for example, for y'all to see, I'm going to go in with this middle shade, which realistically is a little too deep for me. You're going to see it better on camera. And for those of you who like no bronzer, I know a lot of people tell me even when I do it, like, it doesn't look bad. I'm just not used to it. In real life, to me, this looks a little muddy because it's too dark. And again, I'm going to switch lighting. Hopefully this is picking up a little bit of that difference. If not, this video may never even see the light of day because I'm going to watch it back and be like, girl, everything looks the same. People are going to watch this and be like, what the hell point are you trying to prove? Because if you're not seeing the difference, I'm literally just rambling and putting on my face, you know? For highlighter, I'm going to go in with another one that's kind of a shifty shade. Makes it sound like it's a suspicious highlighter. It's a little shifty. And that's another thing. I love highlighter. I really do. And the joy of having a ring light is that a good amount of the time it allows the highlighter to be seen. However, sometimes it doesn't show the proper color of the highlighter because it adjusts based on how warm the light is, which is what my office light does to my blush. It makes it brown a lot. So and then back to normal white lighting. I'm going to put something on my lips because looking at them is driving me absolutely bonkers because they are so dry. Sheer coincidence that the gloss is iridescent, but I guess I can use it as an example too. Oh, and let's have a look at the eyeshadow. Alright, I'm going to add some freckles just to top the look off. So, for those of you who may have been watching my recent videos, I've mentioned a box that has been missing when we switched rooms that I could not find for the life of me. Well, I found it. It was on the floor under my desk beside my foot the whole time. Do you know? And I mean, I'm telling you, so obviously not that embarrassed. But do you know how embarrassed I was when I figured that out? When I went to move the box to film this video. Because we also moved a table, so I've got to rearrange the room anyway. So I went to film this, move that box. And I was like, what's in this thing anyway? Lo and behold, if it wasn't what I've been looking for. Which is one reason freckles are included in this video, because that was one of the things in the box, was all my little freckle items. And I will also try to remember to do a little short of this makeup look, actually fully in natural lighting. But anyway, in the meantime, I'd love to say I want to know if this was helpful at all, but it's just a chit chat about light. I'd love to know your thoughts on the matter. Like, how do you feel about Instagram, YouTube makeup? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me know that you're enjoying my content. Subscribe. That would be fantastic. I want to build a base here, and keep an eye out. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I'm trying to get more regular, and I'd love to know y'all's thoughts and opinions. So otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Bye.